Hello, friends. Now, before starting our course, I want to first answer all of the questions that you have about what is Angular and why should we use Angular. I could probably just simply say that Angular is a JavaScript framework. But then if we continue to dive a little deeper, I'd say that Angular is supported by Google, and it is a framework that helps us build single-page applications. All right, so now we're getting into it. So what do I mean by single-page applications? Well, single-page applications are applications that only allow changes to the browser without the need to refresh the page while using the page. So during our course, we're going to see a lot more of these applications. But I do want to see a little more clearly what we mean. So as we can see, we're navigating on this page, but these changes do not refresh the page. So as you can see here, we go to different places, different URL addresses appear, but the page does not need to be refreshed. So in other words, all the changes made here, existing HTML, CSS, and JavaScript codes, and all changes that we see here are being processed in the browser. So actually, we're developing JavaScript applications on the front end. So we make our work easier by using ready-made JavaScript codes with frameworks such as Angular, React, or Vue.js. Of course, being able to prepare such an application is a different story. Things don't always appear what they are underneath, but they do offer us many advantages. Now, since it's not going to the server side first, requests are handled way faster by JavaScript. So in other words, the server is not constantly visited and page isn't being refreshed multiple times and bloating caches, so faster answers can be given on the client side. So if you need information from the server during use, we can do this in the background, so you're not totally cut off, right? So the user always has this fast, reactive app experience. Isn't that what we all want? All right, so these applications are user experience applications because they are fast and a lot easier to switch between pages. So in other words, with Angular, we can prepare applications that are fast and easy to use, just like a mobile application. And of course, it can be prepared in native mobile applications using Angular. So we can develop both mobile and desktop applications using Angular. Bada boom, what do you think? So now when we examine the code of this page, we can only see one HTML page. All right, so yeah, how do the changes we just made happen? Well, here, JavaScript changes the DOM by changing the runtime HTML code. Thus, the currently loaded page changes and the page is not refreshed. So when we only look at this page, we only see the HTML page. Of course, in order to prepare these applications, we got to first learn how to prepare single-page application and Angular structures. Then we'll prepare step by step some applications.